Hi guys, I hope you all are ready with your materials for today's session. Hi guys, I hope you all are having a great day so far, and hi. Quickly grab all your materials. We'll get started in the next 5 minutes. We're going to do a seashore gouache painting. It's going to be very beginner friendly, so if it's the first time you're working with gouache, it's totally okay. If you don't have gouache, you can also use poster colors, watercolors, anything works. You don't need a lot of colors as well. You just need black, white, ochre, or any brown, and like a purple shade. Everyone following with me, if you all have your materials ready with you, just give me a thumbs up. Everyone following along with me, if you all are ready with your materials, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, we're going to start by making a 15 by 15 square, 15 by 15 centimeter square on our page. Okay, so if your sheet is smaller or bigger than me, you can work accordingly, but I'm just going to make a 15 by 15 square and put tape around it. So I'm just going to take my scale and pencil and just lightly draw a border. If you all have any doubts at any point and you all want me to go over it again, or you all want me to just pause, just let me know. Very roughly I've just drawn the square and now I'm going to tape it. I like to have a really clean edge on my painting, so I like to tape the borders. It's totally your preference. If you don't like to do so, don't. Guys, like I said, if y'all don't have gouache paints, y'all can totally use either poster colors or watercolors. Gouache is just like a really nice hybrid between poster and watercolors, so you can change the consistency of your paints and use them accordingly. You don't need to have gouache paints particularly. But I personally really like to use gouache for sceneries. It just looks really, really pretty. Okay. Once I have taped my edges, what I'm going to do is just lightly sketch out my horizon line. Okay, that's the line where the sea meets the sky. So we just roughly want to make that line so that when we paint the sky, we don't go beyond this line. Okay, so that's all we have to sketch really for now. At least we're just going to make a line a little bit off center. I hope you all can see that on camera. And now I'm going to use my purple gouache, very diluted, to give the sky effect. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of gouache. You want it to be very, very diluted, so I'm just taking a little bit. I'm going to take my big flat brush. I'm going to dip it in some water, and I'm just going to paint the entire sky with water first. So when we lay down our purple color, it just really nicely blends with the water. We just want a really subtle wash. You don't want to add a lot of color. Okay, so make sure it's diluted. Gouache paints are very versatile. According to the amount of water you take, you can increase and decrease the transparency. I'm starting from the corners over here on top, and I'm slowly going to start adding more and more color. Please observe how subtly I'm adding the color. You don't want a lot of paint on your page right away. You want to work in patches. Make sure you've taken a brush big enough for the size of your paper. Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Which paper are you using for gouache color? So I don't use any particular paper. I just do my gouache paintings in my sketchbook, and I prefer my sketchbooks to be at least 200 GSM when I'm working with gouache or watercolor. So anything above 200 GSM or 200 GSM works for gouache. Since we don't work with a lot of layers when it comes to gouache, I don't think you need a paper higher than 300 GSM. This is my sketchbook, which is 300 GSM. What size of the brush? This is a 12 number flat brush. Okay, this is all for the sky, guys. We just wanted to give a very subtle purple wash. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for the sky. And while our sky dries, we're going to start making our brown tones for the sand portion. Okay, so while this dries, I want you all to take your palettes and take some yellow ochre color. Which type of paper are you using? This is a cold press watercolor paper. It's 300 GSM. Can you tell the different types of gouache? So I have just recently started working with gouache, so I'm not totally aware of all the different kinds of gouaches, but there are tube colors, and then there are those those gouache that comes in those small containers. Those are the two different types of gouache that I know. I use the Daler-Rowney gouache paints. These are very affordable and very beginner friendly, so I'd recommend these. Okay, please show your palette. So what I've done here is I've just taken some yellow ochre and I've taken some brown, and now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to start mixing the shades. Okay, you really want to take a very small amount in the beginning and then start seeing if you're liking the shade, if it's appropriate for the type of color you want to go for the sand. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this shade actually. We can later start building it up with a little bit of white as we go towards the seashore. Yeah, you can definitely use watercolor. Like I said, if y'all don't have gouache, y'all can use poster colors, watercolors, anything works. I'm going to add some water to it. Guys, for the reference image, you all can refer to the poster that was made by Anupam for the live session. I'm just going to take this shade and I'm going to start by adding the tone on the edges over here. To take a slightly bigger brush. Again, I'm using a flat brush. Guys, there's nothing complicated about the colors. All I have done is mixed yellow ochre and burnt umber, okay? If y'all don't have those shades, it's totally okay. Whatever you think is appropriate. I'm going to first just give it a little bit of a wash and then slowly build up my tones. Guys, very slowly build up your tones. You don't want to add a lot of color all at once. You don't want to, miss any of the highlights. Okay, I'm just going to repeat the sand bit of it. All I have done is taken yellow ochre and burnt umber. I've mixed the two colors and I've slowly started to add tones from these two bottom corners over here. What colors are you using? I'm using yellow ochre and burnt umber gouache paints. Okay, now that we've done this, I'm going to slowly start sketching out the waves, okay, that are they're just at the edge. You just want to very subtly start sketching them out. Don't draw really dark, be very light-handed and slowly start sketching these waves out, okay. I'm making it about a centimeter and a half below the horizontal line and I'm just making some waves. It doesn't have to be any definite shape, whatever you feel like. Will this video be saved? Yes, this will be saved on Anupam's IGTV. Guys, make sure your part of the page where you're drawing is dried or, not at least very soaking wet. Make sure you don't, use your pencil on really soaking wet paper. I've just drawn a few wave lines like this. We're not going to draw more than this, okay, now. Again, now that this bottom area has dried, I'm going to go in with a little bit more burnt umber to really build up the color. Again, I've diluted my paints with water, okay. You don't have to use a very saturated amount. And I'm just going to make these edges darker to add more depth to the painting. Now that I've added this, I'm going to again go in with some water and I'm going to blend this out. I am using the yellow ochre and burnt umber color for the sand area. I am an art student and an art educator from Mumbai. Yes, watercolors are totally okay, guys. You all don't need to have gouache paints particularly. Okay. Guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a detail brush. I want you all to take the smallest brush you all have. I am using my detail brush set and I'm using the number 00. You can use any small brush you have according to the precision you're looking for, according to the size of your painting. It's totally your preference. I'm just going to take some black gouache. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of burnt umber because we don't want that jet black look, okay? I'm going to really subtly mix it with some brown. I'm not adding any water to it because we're looking for a really detailed and crisp line. And now I'm going to start sketching this wave over here. Guys, adding that burnt umber to the brown really makes a very big difference. So make sure you do that. You don't want a jet black color. Make sure you make broken lines since the wave isn't going to be one consistent line. Make sure it's thicker in some places and thinner in some places. Yes, even though we're using gouache colors, you can use gouache colors as watercolors since they're very, very similar. If you just dilute it with some water, you can definitely use it as watercolor, and that's what we've done for the sky. We really diluted our gouache paints to get that watercolor effect. Guys, your art materials can be as versatile as you want according to how you use them. So make sure you get the most out of it. No, I don't usually make canvas paintings. I am more into realism. I work with charcoal and graphite. I make a lot of portraits. That's what I mainly do. But when I want to take a break from all of that, I, occasionally pick up gouache and watercolors for my sketchbook. I'm just making very broken lines for the waves to make it look a little bit more natural. The painting will really come together once we start adding the highlights. So make sure you place your shadows really well so that when you go in for the highlights, they really pop. How is gouache different from watercolor? Okay, so watercolor is very translucent. Even if you use a lot of paint, you can't get it to be very opaque. Gouache is much more opaque. Gouache is more like a hybrid between poster colors and watercolor. Gouache is much more matte. Watercolors are not matte. There are lots of different things about it in the consistency and the way it dries and the way it blends. There are just a lot of differences, but they can be replaced when you're not doing it professionally. Obviously, if you're just doing it at home as a way to relieve stress or just to draw a scenery or something like that, then you can totally switch them out. Are you using black pen? No, I am using a very detailed I'm using my detailing brush, and I'm taking my brown plus black color, and I'm adding details for the waves. But if you're not comfortable with using a brush or you don't have a brush small enough, you can totally use a pen as well. Guys, we're just meeting here to have some fun and draw together. Y'all don't need to have exactly the same materials as me. You can use whatever you have at home. Yes, hi guys, it's been a long time, and I know y'all were waiting for a live session since a really long time, and I'm happy to be back with Anupam. Guys, make sure again y'all are using broken lines. Refrain from making a lot of lines in the center, since that's where our highlight is going to be from the sun. Are poster and gouache paints similar? Yes, definitely. Poster colors and gouache paints are very similar, especially when you use poster colors that are extremely matte. They are like identical to gouache paints, and they are comparatively much cheaper. Is there any doubts, guys? Do you all want me to go over something again? Does anyone have any doubts about anything we've done so far? I am using the Daler-Rowney Simply Best gouache paints. These are a set of 12. Guys, this is not a pen, this is a detailing brush. Do we have to use dry brush? No, I'm not using dry brush. I'm just not adding any water to my paint to give a very detailed and sharp dark line. We can use A4 size sheet or cardboard. Yeah, definitely, whatever surface you're comfortable with, you can use. Okay, once I've added so many waves with our dark color, I'm just going to wash my brush, and I'm going to take just my brown color. Clean your brush properly, then just take your brown color. I'm not adding any black to it, I'm just taking the brown, and I'm adding a few more details with just that color. You can also add a little bit of ochre to it if you'd like. The price of the gouache paints I'm using is 550 rupees. I'm taking a little bit of ochre and I'm again adding some details over here around where our highlight is going to be. Guys, make sure as you're coming closer to the center, your shades are getting lighter, since that's where our highlight is going to be. This is not dry brush. I'm just not using a lot of water when I'm mixing my paints, especially for the darker colors. Now again, I'm going to take my brown shade and I'm going to start adding details in the sand here. Make sure you're using a very precise moment and making lines like these. Very, very broken lines. just to add some texture to our sand. Guys, if y'all are not comfortable with doing these lines with the brush, y'all can totally use a sketch pen or any brown pen that you have, or a micron pen, whatever you're comfortable with. If you don't have a brush this small, you can totally do that. We're just doing this to add some texture, so if you don't like the look of it, you can skip this step out. I'm using the Daler-Rowney Simply Best gouache paints. Yeah, once I've added this texture, guys, we're going to go in with some bright highlights, okay? We're going to use our white gouache paint. For this, you can use your poster colors as well. I'm going to use my gouache white paint. And I'm going to, again, with the same detailing brush, I'm going to start adding some details in the center. I'm just going to start adding some details in the center over here. And I'm going to shape it around these dark edges we had made. Make sure you're not diluting it with water. You want the highlight to be bright and white. So if you add water, it will become translucent, and you want it to be very opaque. I'm going to start by adding some in the center as well. Again, those broken lines that we had done for the brown. Yes, y'all can definitely use acrylic or watercolor paints. It all depends on the kind of finish you want to do, the materials that are available with you, what you're comfortable with. Guys, if y'all don't have gouache, y'all can definitely use poster colors. You can use any medium you have. You can also use alcohol markers, whatever you're comfortable with and is available with you. since how many years have I been painting? So I was always a very artistic kid growing up, but I only started doing gouache this year. I haven't been, working with a lot of different mediums. I have only been concentrating on charcoal portraits. But recently I started working with gouache and oil paints, and I'm just trying to experiment. Please go back and add the highlights where you think they're not bright enough. You really want the center to pop. Now I'm also going to go in with my white paint and add the sun. Don't make it very big, and make sure it's in the center where you've made the highlight. If you don't have masking tape, just skip the masking tape out. Guys, never use sellotape on your paper. Your paper will definitely rip. If you don't have masking tape, you can always just use you can just avoid that step. It's totally okay. I personally like to have sharp borders. You can also just have rough borders. That looks very artistic as well. What shade have you used for the sky? I just used the violet color. You can also just make your own purple using blue and red. You can make your own shade you want. How can you use alcohol markers for this painting? So I personally haven't worked with alcohol markers a lot, so I'm not the best person to give you advice on that. But yeah, you can just use the markers for the darker areas and for the wash and all of that. I think it'll work pretty fine. Okay, now that we've done this, we're going to go in with our black and we're going to add the stick figures. Okay, I'm not taking any water for the black. I'm again using my detailing brush and I'm taking just black, and we're going to start adding the figures. Okay, guys, don't overthink this part. Just, sort of let your brush do whatever it wants. Okay, just make sure that the figures that are more nearer are bigger and the ones that you're making in the center are smaller, to make it look perspectively correct. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just adding very simple lines and heads. See them more as shapes than figures, and just try to replicate those shapes. Guys, I haven't personally experimented a lot with different gouache brands. This is sort of the only gouache that I have ever used, and it works pretty fine for me. So it all depends on your price range and what exactly you are looking for. I'm slightly going to make this figure bigger to make it look a little bit more further away. Guys, for the reference, you all can refer to the poster made for this live by Anupam. Also, guys, don't forget to check my Instagram page out. I frequently, do a lot of portraits and a lot of different mixed media sketches. I work with all kinds of mediums. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to follow me. suggestions for brushes, guys, there are lots of different kinds of brushes out there. It all depends on your price range and what what kind of work you're doing, what kind of mediums you're using. So just go online, research a lot what kind of brushes that work for the medium you are working on. And yeah, I would suggest you all to have like a good range. You should have like a couple of round brushes, couple of flat brushes, and one or two detailed brushes. I don't think you need anything more than that once you have like a basic set of brushes. My name is Khushi and my Instagram account is @byKhushiPareek. Yes, guys, y'all can definitely use watercolors or poster colors. Yes, this will be saved as Anupam's IGTV. Yes, this is a sketchbook. Thank you. You can get this sketchbook on Anupam's website. Guys, we're gonna now go in and make some shadows for some of these bigger figures we've made over here. Yes, guys, please don't use sellotape. Use masking tape if you have. If you don't, then just skip that step out. Never use sellotape. You will rip your paper. I'm going to now make some shadows for some of these figures we've made here. You can skip that part out if you're not confident about it. For these 4 figures in the front, we're going to make the shadows with this dark color. And for the rest of the figures, we're going to make the shadow with our brown color. So I'm going to wash my brush. And I'm going to take some of that brown color we'd used previously. And I'm going to start adding shadows with that color for the rest of the figures in the front. I'm just going to add a couple of more stick figures here in the back. And yeah, now we can go in and add some more highlights now that we've added the stick figures. I'm going to again go in with some of that white. And I'm going to refresh the highlights a little bit. I'm just going to add very subtle highlights over here as well with the white in the rest of the sand texture. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done with it. Like I said, it's a very beginner friendly and easy little simple sketch that we made today. And I'm just going to take off my tape, and if y'all have any questions, y'all can answer me. Ask those to me, and I'll be very happy to help. Okay guys, like I said, using tape is slightly risky. Okay, you have to make sure it's the correct tape you're using and it's the correct type of paper you're using the tape on. And sometimes it's just a hit or miss. Sometimes you can rip your paper irrespective of how much you're careful. So I did rip my paper slightly, but it luckily didn't rip my sketch. Okay, so be very careful when you're using the tape on your sheets. Yes, masking tape is definitely useful for the borders of your paintings if you like crisp edges. But again, it depends on the type of paper you're using. So make sure you're using the correct paper when you're using masking tape on top. Just going to go in and brighten my sun a little bit more. Yeah, and we're pretty much done, guys. Do you all have any doubts about today's live session or anything else you all want to ask me? Does anyone have any doubts about what we've done here today? Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed today's live session. Yeah, so gouache is a bit more opaque than watercolors, and it's more matte than poster colors. So like I said, it's like a sweet hybrid between watercolors and poster colors. How do I draw people? So I usually do charcoal portraits, charcoal and graphite portraits, and I do have master classes for both of those. So do check out my Instagram page, and if y'all have any questions about that, just DM me. How can I make this light purple color? So you can either use the violet color, gouache or watercolor or poster color, whatever you have, the violet shade, and then you dilute it and give this wash. You can also just make your own purple using blue and crimson. Yes, this will be saved as IGTV. For everyone watching this in the future, if y'all have any doubts, y'all can definitely just DM me and we'll be happy to help you out. Yes, I am a full-time artist. I am an art student as well. And I teach art to people. Like I take portrait classes, I take charcoal classes and graphite master classes. How did I make the sun shine? So after I added the highlight with the white, I then blended the edges a little bit more, and I added the highlights here to make it really bright. My Instagram ID is @KhushiePareekh, @by Khushie Pareekh. You can make the light purple by just diluting your violet color. If you dilute it using water, it'll definitely work. Yes, this will be saved. Guys, for the stick figures, I just made simple lines and shapes according to the reference image. For the reference image, you can either refer to my drawing or you can see the poster Anupam had posted for today's live session. Yes, you can definitely put a little bit of a yellow tone to the sun. That's totally your preference. But I think the white really pulls the entire, seashore sunset, together. If you don't have violet, you can definitely mix your crimson and your blue to make a really pretty purple shade. Thank you. Yes, it's good to be back too. Okay, guys, if y'all don't have any doubts, I think we'll end today's session. I hope all of y'all enjoyed, and I can't wait to see, all of your outcomes. Please post it on Instagram and mention Anupam and me so that we can, repost your work, and we'd love to give y'all a shout out. My Instagram account is @by Khushi Parikh. Okay, great. Bye, guys. I'll see y'all soon.